The child with the mirror. At this time Zarathustra returned again to the mountains and to the solitude of his cave and withdrew from mankind, waiting like a sower who has cast his seeds. But his soul grew full of impatience and desire for those whom he loved, because he still had much to give them. For this is the hardest thing, to close the open hand out of love, and to preserve a sense of shame as a bestower. Thus moons and years passed for the lonely one. But his wisdom grew and its fullness caused him pain. But one morning he woke already before dawn, reflected for a long time on his bed and at last spoke to his heart, "What frightened me so in my dream that it waked me? Did not a child approach me carrying a mirror? O Zarathustra," spoke the child to me, "look at yourself in the mirror." But when I looked into the mirror I cried out, and my heart was shaken, for I did not see myself there, but a devil's grimace and scornful laughter. Indeed, all too well I understand the dream's sign and warning. My teaching is in danger. Weeds want to be wheat. My enemies have become powerful and have distorted the image of my teaching, so that those dearest to me must be ashamed of the gifts I gave them. My friends are lost to me. The hour has arrived to seek my lost ones. With these words Zarathustra leaped to his feet, but not like a frightened person fighting for air, but instead more like a seer and a singer on whom the spirit has descended. In amazement his eagle and his snake looked at him, for like the dawn an impending happiness lay upon his face. "What just happened to me, my animals?" said Zarathustra. "Am I not transformed? Did bliss not come to me like a storm wind? Foolish is my happiness and it will speak foolish things. It is still too young, so have patience with it. I am wounded by my happiness, all sufferers shall be physicians to me. Once again I may descend to my friends and also to my enemies. Zarathustra may speak again and bestow and do what he loves best for loved ones. My impatient love floods over in torrents, downward, toward sunrise and sunset. From silent mountains and thunderheads of pain my soul roars into the valleys. Too long have longed and gazed into the distance. Too long I belonged to solitude, thus I forgot how to be silent. I have become mouth through and through, and a brook's bounding from high boulders. I want to plunge my speech down into the valleys. And may my torrent of love plunge into ampasses. How could a torrent not finally make its way to the sea? Truly, there is a lake in me, a hermit-like and self-sufficient lake, but my torrent of love tears it along, down to the sea. New ways I go. A new speech comes to me. I became weary, like all creators, of old tongues. My spirit no longer wants to wander on worn souls. All speech runs too slowly for me. I leap into your chariot, storm. And I shall whip even you with the whip of my malice. Like a shout and a jubilation I want to journey over broad seas until I find the blessed isles where my friends dwell, and my enemies among them. How I love everyone now, with whom I may simply speak. Even my enemies belong to my bliss. And when I want to mount my wildest horse, then my spear always helps me up best. It is the ever-ready servant of my foot, the spear I hurl against my enemies. How I thank my enemies that at last I may hurl it. Too great was the tension of my cloud. Between lightning peals of laughter I shall throw hail showers into the depths. Violently my chest will heave then, violently it will blow its storm over mountains, thus relief comes to it. Indeed, my happiness and my freedom come like a storm. But my enemies should believe the evil one is raging over their heads. Indeed, you too will be frightened, my friends, because of my wild wisdom. And perhaps you will flee from it together with my enemies. Oh, If only I understood how to lure you back with shepherd's flutes. Oh, if only my lioness wisdom could learn to roar tenderly. And much we have already learned with each other. My wild wisdom wound up pregnant on lonely mountains, on naked stones she bore her young, her youngest. Now she runs foolishly through harsh desert and seeks gentle turf, my old wild wisdom. Upon the gentle turf of your hearts, my friends. Upon your love she would like to bed her most beloved. Thus spoke Zarathustra.